from today until the 26th of February, the South African State Theatre will be showing Slagplaas, a political and psychological thriller exploring the contentious issue of farm killings happening in South Africa. Written and directed by Wilf Cater Mahne, the play asks a myriad of questions concerning not only the murders but also about power, greed and the political chess destroying our beloved Rainbow Nation. This morning we joined by Wilf Mahne and musical director Cromwell Modungwa, and they share a bit more on the play. Gentlemen, a very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us, and a warm welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure. Wilf, I'm going to start with you. Just share a brief synopsis of what this play is all about.
Okay, so this play introduces the Van Zyl family who inherits a farm from their father. And basically it is about the illegitimate brother that comes back to take the farm.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, this does touch on the issue of land appropriation without compensation. It touches on all the political issues as well as the emotional issues around farm killings that is happening in our country of current time. So as the name suggests, yes, there's a lot of killing, there's a lot of blood, because Slagplaas, it translates to slaughter farm, and See van Bloed is sea of blood.
Yeah.
And that is basically what the show is completely about. It is about the farm killings and the continuous bloodshed that's happening in our country.
And to what extent does it focus on farm killings? I mean, what's that story that's being told about farm killings? What is it about such killings?
Okay, so the main story is happening on a farm. So what we focus on is the core of this story is about a farm killing happening, but also the brutality behind the killings.
Right.
But it doesn't only focus on the farm killings, it's about the killings that's happening in South Africa.
Yeah. Now, Cromwell, let's talk about theatre and just how powerful it is a medium for you to educate people about farm killings.
Yeah. Well, theatre, it is a powerful medium. Just like live, it is live. So the reaction is instant. Everything is just in your face, and you are never short of information when you come to theatre.
Yeah.
It is never filtered. It is never even faked. So the truth is always on stage. Yeah.
And how was it like for you to pick the correct sound for this play?
Yeah, through the direction of my director over here, it was a grueling exercise.
I can imagine.
Yeah, you know, research also through him, and also through you know, newspapers and stuff, helped me to direct this music, helped me to choose the sounds and the way I wanted to tell the story through music. So it was an exciting journey, but really a grueling one.
Yeah, and I quite like the fact that, you know, it's the way you want to tell the story through music, through live action. Do you think that the story is being told in the way that you wanted it to be told?
Yes, it is. Like even in this story now, the music is also a character. So it tells the emotions, it tells the atmosphere, the ambience. You know, it speaks, it screams when it needs to. It is very loud, and very unsettling, because the show is really unsettling. The show is really in your face. So the music followed through to that feel and concept. Yeah.
Now, Wilf, she just mentioned a very important point about the story being unsettling, because there's nothing nice about farm killings. And I know that there could be, you know, some people in your audience who might not necessarily know or might have an idea of farm killings. So how does the story educate the masses about such farm killings?
Okay, so the story is, like he says, in your face, because what happens with farm killings in South Africa specifically is we try to sweep it under the rug and not talk about it. Just like many killings that's happening in the townships, that's happening in our communities on a day-to-day basis. Because, I mean, the current death rate in South Africa is 70 people per day, which is sad. But we never talk about it because we don't want to talk about it. So with this one, I'm not only educating, I'm not seeing myself educating people on farm killings. I'm asking questions. That is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spark a debate so that we can talk about all the brutality that's happening in our beloved country. That is basically what I'm trying to do. So we have chosen in-your-face style because, first of all, I am a very controversial person, and the way I tell stories are very controversial. So I decided to go with the in-your-face approach because I want not to force people to think about it, but force people to actually ask the questions.
Right.
And spark that debate so that we can start keeping this conversation alive. Because as soon as we forget about all these killings and sweep it under the rug, we are not paying basically respects to the people who loses their lives on a day-to-day basis.
Wolf, I wonder though why we always, sweep it under the rug. Why are we not talking about it? Why don't people want to talk about such farm killings? And do you think that this is purely a criminal element, or there's an underlying story that's not being told, or an underlying story that people don't want us to know?
Well, I think it's a quite simple answer, actually. We as people, we don't want to feel uncomfortable. And talking about these things, it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And we don't want to think about it because, unfortunately, through media, through all these type of things, talking about these things brings up mass fear in the hearts of our country. And we don't want fear. We want a happy life. But the thing is, a problem is not going to be solved unless you talk about it.
Okay, all right. Now, Cromwell, who do you think will love this story? Is it someone who just wants to be entertained, or is it someone who has a particular resonance to the story?
I think it's someone who wants to be informed, someone who wants to be entertained at the same time. But it's for everyone who really loves our beautiful country, and for everyone who really loves theatre, and for people who would want to see another side of theatre, like another different side of it, like your action-packed theatre, your protest theatre, your in-your-face theatre. So this story is for anyone who wants to be informed, who wants to be entertained, and also educated. Because the main point of us doing the arts is really to entertain, to inform, to really give each other knowledge. It's not only to pass time, So anyone and everyone who wants to be informed and wants to be entertained will really love this show.
How did you guys manage to squeeze all the emotions, all the scenes, all the sounds in one small stage without compromising the quality of the play?
Well, I have a beautiful band, for one, and I have a beautiful cast who, by the help of the director over here, we sat down, we discussed on how we want to move forward with the story and how we want the story to sound like. And through 6 weeks of grueling rehearsals, and we managed to be where we are now with a beautiful show, with a beautiful piece of work. So with the help of the cast and the band, we managed to pull this through.
All right. Unfortunately, we're out of time. Just share briefly about the details of this play and the dates thereof.
Okay. So we are on at the South African State Theatre in the Arena Theatre. We started on the 7th. We are there until the 26th of February. From Tuesdays to Saturdays, it's 8 p.m. and then on Sundays, 3 p.m.
Okay.
And then you can get your tickets at webtickets.co.za under Slagplaas. Or if you really want to, you can go to Pick and Pay and buy your tickets there.
All right, gentlemen, great chatting to you. Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We just spoke to musical director Cromwell Modungwa and Wilf Cater Mahne, the director of Slagplaas, a political and psychological thriller currently showing at the State Theatre until the 26th of February.